It was Christmas 2007, and my brothers decided to present to me an indelible gift. Yes. The gift was skydiving. Has anybody ever skydived before here? Well, I hadn't either. Oh, you have? I still hadn't. By 2007, my brothers had, but I had not. So this was a little intense for me. But being a slight adrenaline junkie, I decided maybe this would be something fun to jump into, pun intended. So we went to Virgins, Vermont, where there was a skydiving company around spring. It was my two brothers, me, and one of my brother's girlfriends. While skydiving, there are two options. You can go tandem skydiving, where you're attached to the instructor as they jump out. You don't have to really do anything besides hang out and enjoy the ride. Or you can do it the way I decided to do it, which would be to treat it as a course to get towards getting your skydiving certificate. So the first thing that I had to do was I had to go through a 5-hour class on land. This 5-hour class was filled with all the different ways that I can mess up and die. All the different ways that I would mess up, but the equipment would mess up and I would die. And then all these other different ways that I could die. This didn't help me any bit. This made me a lot more nervous. Then I met the second instructor. Now, if you are a skydiving instructor, you would think that you would have a name that instills confidence. Not this guy. His name is Juice, as in the drink. So, Juice, instructor with the name I forget, and I start going over how you jump out of the plane. Now, if you haven't done skydiving, the plane is set up where the wings are on the top, reaching out, and under this plane with the right wing, there is a bar, plank, where you step out, stand on the bar, or stand on the plank, hands over the bar, and then step off. Not jump, but step off. That distinction made it that much more scary. Jumping into nothing, I mean, it's scary, but it's not so bad. Stepping into it, unnerving. So we got into the plane, and the plane took off. They are supposed to ask you right before you step out, do you want to do this? And so Juice turned to me and said, Isaac, do you want to do this? Most of my brain screamed out, no, I don't. Because at this point, I was shaking. I was terrified. But the cheap Yankee in me won out. Because my brothers had paid for this, and by gosh, I'm doing this. So I nodded my head and said, yeah. They opened the door, and there was thousands of feet of nothing. Juice went out first. Then it was me. I reached for the door, stepped my foot out, the wind knocked my foot back in, and I thought, oh my God, this is terrifying. Breathe. Step out. Grab onto the bar. The other instructor stepped out next to me. Now there was a human between me and the door. There was no other way back to the ground besides down. Grab on. 1, 2, and I stepped off. While you're skydiving, to stay kind of flat, you have to do this. I had mentioned before that this is taught as a course. I had objectives, much like I have objectives during the speech. My objective was to do a practice ripcord pull. So I would move my hands from here, compensate with this hand as I reached for the cord, just to reach for it, not to actually pull it. Well, you may be surprised, but I was so nervous I forgot how to do it. So instead of compensating, I just reached. Now, if you've ever wondered what happens when you just reach instead of compensate, you do something called a barrel roll.
Oh my goodness.
I fixed it, but not before I barrel rolled right into Juice's foot. Later on, the instructors get down to the ground before you. And later on, I learned that the instructors, one of the first things they said to each other was, "Where the hell did all that blood come from?"
Oh my God.
Apparently, I had cut my lip. And so, I checked in with Juice. Turn, smile, and give him a thumbs up. Of course, unbeknownst to me, I have blood spraying up my face. So he gives me a thumbs up back, but his face is a little less and a little more. I thought it was strange, but I checked in with instructor number 2, who gave me the same response. Eventually, though, I did pull the cord. My parachute came out, clearly fine, as I'm here. And after littering the fields of Virgin with what us younger folk like to call F-bombs, I said, "Cowabunga, dude," breathed and enjoyed the rest of the flight down while noticing this crusty stuff all over my face. And that is a story of my skydiving experience that was indelible, but I probably won't do again. Thank you for listening.